Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something a little bit different than normal, and you may hear my echoey voice in the background. I am not in my usual recording setup. I am at McCoy's house for the next couple of weeks, so all my videos may sound a little bit more echoey. Hopefully you guys don't mind, but that's besides the point. Today I'm making a video on my first reaction to a new game called Untouched. This game was made by one of my friends and a moderator on my server known as Soulless Jupiter or Soul Monopoly, whatever you want to call him. He's an awesome guy and has been working really hard in this game, and I really hope that all you check it out a little bit. Also, do keep in mind the game is very early on into development and is an alpha, so there is not a ton of content in it, but yet I still think it is worth checking out. So what is this game, you may ask? Well, it is a survival style game, kind of like Apocalypse Rising and or Dead Winter. Two of my favorite games, actually. Also, it's a little bit like Minecraft, but a little bit more on the Apocalypse Rising side. But there's no zombies, and it is pretty interesting as well. There is several unique features of this game. For one, there are barrels that will spawn around the map in various locations in various different colors. So I do not have a ton of time in this game yet, so I do not know if the color of the barrel determines what drops from it, but I do know every barrel I broke, I for the most part got a different drop. One barrel gave me stone tiles, one barrel gave me a weapon, one barrel gave me materials, and I really find this interesting. It's like a mystery block. You really don't know what you're gonna get, and it adds an element of surprise, an element of fun to it, you know, because when you chop down a tree, what are you gonna get? Wood. But if you break a barrel, you really don't know what you're gonna get, right? And I'm not fully sure, but maybe they even drop top tier weapons, which could be really interesting. And I'm sure he's gonna add more to them in the future, because the game, again, is pretty early on. So what else do you do in this game, and what do you even do in this game, you might be asking? Well, you can do pretty much what you want to. Your goal is to survive, and there are several things you need to do to survive. For one, you need to craft weapons to protect yourself from other players. There is various types of weapons made by various types of materials. First, there is melee weapons. These are easier to craft weapons than the ranged weapons, obviously. And myself, I crafted a spear very easily because it only requires wood. Most of the melee weapons require much less materials than the guns. Most of them require just wood, stone, maybe wood and copper, or maybe wood and iron. And while we're talking about materials, why don't we go into that? So from my experience so far in the game, I know there's cotton, wood, stone, copper, iron, and various types of food, I'm pretty sure, and there is also water, of course, because you have a thirst bar, but I am kind of getting a little sidetracked. So with these various types of materials, you get to make various types of weapons and various types of things in the game. You can also build structures as well, as in you can build and craft various different things to build stuff, as you will, and that's why it stays a little bit like Minecraft as well. So as you heard me mention, you can find food. And there is a thirst bar, so you can find water. How do you find food? I'm not fully sure yet. Because I've only played the game for maybe 30 minutes, but I have definitely enjoyed it, and I definitely think it's worth you guys checking out. The way I got my food was from barrels, actually, so I'm pretty sure barrels do have a chance to drop food, so if you need food, do remember that barrels can drop them. I found an apple, and I kind of want to say they might drop from trees, but don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. Anyways, how do you get thirst, and why is food and thirst important? Well, you do not want to have your hunger bar and your thirst bar go all the way to 0, or there will be consequences. Pretty obviously, kind of like Minecraft and Apocalypse Rising, you gotta keep your health up, you gotta keep your food and thirst up, otherwise you're gonna die, take damage and stuff. How do you get water, you may be asking? Well, the entire map is pretty much an island surrounded by oceans, and it is a really beautiful map too. I do enjoy it. I can't play it at max quality yet just due to my computer not being very good, but trust me, the 2 seconds I did play it at max quality, it was very aesthetic, and you guys know me well, I love my aesthetics. How do you get water? Because I kinda got sidetracked, as I always do. The way you get water is by swimming into the oceans and clicking F as fast as you can, as in mash that F button as fast as you can, and that's how you drink water. Pretty easy to get water. Thirst is not something that I really struggle keeping up, even though I think in my background footage for a lot of it, I completely ignored my thirst and hunger, so you're gonna see it get low, but that's besides the point. I do like the food and thirst meters because they're pretty easy to keep up, but it adds just a little bit more of an element of difficulty to the game, but a healthy amount of difficulty. It's not too hard, and that's what I like about it. So I was talking about crafting weapons, and then I didn't talk about crafting guns yet, so let's talk about guns. Guns are obviously the best weapons you can get in the game, because they're guns. And guns kill people pretty quickly, obviously. So, pretty much how do you craft guns? Well, guns are a lot more difficult to get. From what I know, a lot more of them require iron, which is more difficult to find, and they're going to be harder to make, just simply because they are more powerful. Obviously, what's going to win in a fight, a bat or a gun? Yeah, obviously. And you also do need to get bullets to fire weapons, obviously, as well. And from my experience in the game, I found bullets and such in various type of barrels again. And yeah, I found most of my stuff with barrels because I pretty much broke every barrel I saw because I really like mystery blocks some odd reason. But it's just kind of like, I like the idea of not quite knowing what you're gonna get. That's what's fun about them. So what else is in this game? What do you do? Why should you play it? Well, you can play the game pretty much however you want. You can be the aggressive player that kills everybody on the map, takes all their loot, builds a fort, becomes a god. You can do that all you want. Or you can be a passive player, help everybody out, build a fort, give people weapons, do whatever you want. That's what's kind of fun about this game. There is a lot of potential, and I think all you guys should really try it out. Once I get my new computer going, I definitely will be playing this game in the future because it's fun. It's simple, fun, you can play with friends, get all the stuff you need, and just survive. And I think that's what's fun about this game. Plus, since it's so early on in development, there is so many things you can add in the future and so many things that can change, which is the beauty of a game in its alpha. There's so many things that can change. Something that I see in the potential of this game is clans and factions sort of thing. So what do I mean by that? Well, a group of people can get together and control certain areas of a server, right? And basically make factions and clans, maybe even towns or something like that. And that could be so much fun in this game. Like imagine this, there's two powerful player factions on two opposite sides of the island, and you can like do trades with them. You can trade weapons, you can trade supplies, you can survive peaceably, you can survive aggressively against each other. There's definitely a lot of things you can do, and that's something that I like about this game. So some other things that you may want to know is there is armor in this game as well. What does armor do? Well, it protects you, believe it or not. Armor is something that you can craft. It is a little bit harder to craft because it requires cotton to make, which I personally don't know how to get cotton yet. I just literally found some off of a dead player, believe it or not. But yes, you require cotton to make armor, and then armor obviously protects you. From my experience, I haven't needed armor yet, but I also haven't been in a lot of combat situations. So you may want to craft it early on, you may not. I'm not 100% sure yet. Well, you may be wondering, well, I get all the peaceful and aggressive stuff. Why should I play the game? I think everyone should give this game a try because it's free, fun, and it's early on in development, which means a lot can change. And plus, since the game has very little players, if we all hop in, just imagine a ton of you guys, all of us just playing the game. That could be so much fun, right? The link to the game Untouched will be in the description of this video, and I highly implore you check it out if you're interested in games that are kind of like Epoch Rising. It's very fun and definitely a good time killer. Thank you very much for watching this short video on it. Hopefully you check it out and show Solus some support on it. Anyways, I will see you guys later this week with more content, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Later.